Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. It is officially the end of June. Well, not officially. We've got 2 days left yet. But I have thrown my reading goal out of the park this month. I am nearly on 10 books, and I think I can do it. I am 11% of the way through my current book that I'm reading, and I have about 15% of my audiobook left to listen to, which I'm going to go for a walk with my dogs after this video and hopefully wrap up and finish the audiobook. But I'm so proud of myself for getting through nearly 10 books this month. But it did throw a bit of a spanner in the works for my July TBR, which is what I was going to do in this video. Initially, I was going to do two of my book club picks, which I will catch you up on how book club went. And then I was going to do maybe 4 TBR picks. But that kind of leaves me with 6 books on my TBR, which if I'm reading 10 a month, I'm kind of like, do I pick a few more books or do I leave it open-ending so I can read whatever I fancy? I think I might go for 5 TBR books, 2 book club picks, and then that leaves me space for some books that whatever I feel the mood for, or if anybody recommends something and I think, you know what, I'll give that a read, then I can go for that. So I'm going to start with filling you in on my book club. Oh, hello, dogs. Well, Lily's joining us for today's video, as always. My other dog is by my feet. Okay. So I'm filling you on a book club. So we had, honestly, it's one of the, like, such a lovely evening. We all went around to one of the book club members. We are avid Bridgerton on Netflix fans, and we did a Bridgerton. We did a Bridgerton watch along for part 2 of season 3. And while we did that, we decorated our Kindles. My stickers have all fell down now because I didn't actually stick them on, so I need to like redo these. We bought these little, they're called pop sockets, which is a life changer if you're a Kindle reader. Like, so good. And it also means that I'm hiding the teeth marks in from Madam here, who decided to chew it when she was a puppy. So yeah, it's well decorated now. It's quite cute, and once I've fixed this sticker that's fell down. We had a bit of a Bridgerton watch-along evening. We decorated our Kindles, and then we obviously incorporated our book club into this. So our book club picks for June. Not June. Bear with, caller. Refer to the book. I'm not prepared. Ah, yes. Yeah, our book club picks for May, which we discussed, was Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, but I had already read this book in January, so it kind of gave me a little bit, I cheated a little bit on book club this time, because it meant that I only had 2 books to read. But since then we've had more members, so this time we might actually pick books that we've read that we recommend to others, so that we have one less book to read, else we're going to be reading a lot of books that are literally just forced upon us for the foreseeable. So we read The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I would like to say that everyone on book club that read this pretty much enjoyed it. We had one member that isn't a avid fantasy reader. She'd never really read fantasy at all. I think it was a good start, especially as she's more a romance reader. So I think Fourth Wing was a good one. I do need to read the second one. I am not sure how I feel about the second one because a lot of people have said mixed reviews. I've heard mixed reviews about it, so I'm kind of like, I really enjoyed the first one, and I'm just dreading. I'm just worried that it's not gonna live up to the first one. And then our other book club pick, which again I spoke about in my May catch up, but really wondering what the others thought, was The Bodyguard. I think one of the girls, we really liked it, and this wasn't the girl that picked it. She really enjoyed it, found it quite fun, but one of the other girls was very similar to me. She thought it was a little bit not very memorable. It doesn't feel like much happened. The romance was a little bit like, yeah, I wasn't too sure. I gave it 4 stars to be fair, but if I look back now, I'd probably give it a 3. Isn't it amazing how like you can rate something when you first read it, and when you look back, you think, you know, why did I give that 4 star? I probably shouldn't have. I've read much better things that I've given 4 star to. It kind of depletes the objective, like depletes the meaning behind the 4 star, and it means the 5 stars are like not as good. I don't know. And then the last one we read for book club was The Paid Companion. Again, this one we really I think was an all-round kind of meh. I gave it 3 stars. The other girls were probably about on the same boat. The romance was okay, but not very believable at all. And this whole story felt a bit far-fetched. So I don't think we'll race to read any more Amanda Quick books, not in the book club anyway. So enough on that, and you'll get to see obviously how I do on my 10 books that I've read in. That's going to fill up this notebook. This is going to fill this notebook up very quickly, so that's going to be an interesting. But book club picks for this kind of the next 6 weeks, because we don't really do them monthly as such. We do them kind of every 6 weeks, or whenever we can meet up next, basically. So what is the picks for now? So I picked refer to the WhatsApp group chat is what I'm doing right now. Because I was the sensible person and listed them and starred the messages in the group chat. So my pick was Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I know it's a very popular book at the moment. It's a fantasy book, so I'll kind of pushing fantasy on those that don't really read much fantasy a little bit more. Again, I have some of these I've already read now because they were in my TBR for June, and we got this, we did book club midway through June, so some of these I've already read, but I'm not going to give away what I thought of them. Powerless by Lauren Roberts, A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair, Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee, and it's just Horseman, not the Horseman. Horseman by Christina Henry, which is kind of not a genre I usually look to read, so let's see how we get on with that. So yeah, so we had a really cute evening. It was a late evening because obviously binge watching 4 episodes of Bridgerton, with the last episode being an hour long, was interesting. And we we discussed all our book club picks for the previous month, what we thought of them, and now we have 4 books for the next book club. And actually, next time we might have 5. So if you guys have any ideas on how we can do it, because obviously we can't. All of us in the group are kind of not mixed reading kind of capabilities, but more. Some of us read more than others. So I've done 10 this month, but some might only do 2. So to push them to do 4 is enough as it is. But we've actually got a 5th member joining next month, which could end up meaning that we have 5 books. So we could. One thought we did have was we put the book picks in a hat and draw out 3, and those are the 3 for the month. Or we pick a book each to recommend each other, so that obviously we read one less book because we've already read one. But I just don't know how I feel about that, because the idea with book club is to kind of like branch out a little bit and lean to books and genres that you wouldn't really read. But I like trying to do that with my own picks as well, and like having somebody to read along with me. I'm not really sure on how we're going to do it. So if anybody's got any recommendations on how they would do it, that would be really helpful. I'm thinking maybe drawing them out of the hat might be the best, or we do a vote or a pick, or we say, oh, you know what, okay, me and 2 other the girls pick this time, and then the other 3 next time, or whether we do a rotation basis. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. for my July TBR props. And this jar is just not going to hack it because I can't mix them without spilling them anywhere. So I have a hat, and this hat is a very nice hat. It's Sunday Lover Club if anybody's interested, which I will tag below. We have a hat, and this hat is going to be the hat that has my prompts in for now. And how I'm going to do this, because I do not have a prompts are already leaking out the hat. Because I don't have a physical TBR, I don't have books stored ready. What I did think is I have my Goodreads want to read. Now I'm a bit worried because in a sense there are some books in my want to read when I was scanning through checking earlier that I actually have already read, or I started and didn't like them and I need to get them out of my want to read. So that is going to be my only caveat, is I will have a look, and if there is, for example, some of the prompts that are in there are very specific about what I've got to do. So it might be the least rated, the highest rated. If it comes out that I've already read that book, I will obviously go for the next one, that next appropriate book. But hopefully we won't do that. So currently I have 444 books in my want to read. So I am going to draw a prompt out the hat. You're going to see a time lapse of me whizzing through my Goodreads. And then I am going to what am I going to do? I'm going to discuss this with you. Yeah. The first prompt, guys. I'm very excited for this, and I'm hoping this is going to work out in my favour, and I'm not going to have 5 books that I am really not looking forward to reading. We'll go for this one right here. A book the same colour as my t-shirt. I'm wearing a green t-shirt right now, and I'm just going to have a whiz through Goodreads and see what I find, and then I will come back to you in a mo and we'll see what I find. Okay, I've narrowed it down, guys, to The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren, or Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I'll pop them up here. They should be here right now. It's so hard when I don't know what the other books are going to be, because I love historical fiction, which is leaning me towards Half a Soul. But then I don't know that some of these prompts aren't going to lead me to more fantasy fiction, and I'm going to want more. But the other book, obviously The Paradise Problem, I've seen a lot of people write about this one. This is the first one, isn't it? It's a standalone. And it's a romance fiction. And I know that I'm going to end up reading, mind you, Half a Soul is fantasy romance, and the 2 book club picks that I've already got are vampire related or Greek mythology related. So maybe I go for The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren, just simply because I know that I've already got 2 fiction books, 2 fantasy fictions in I want to read my TBR for the month. Okay, we're going to go for Christina Lauren by The Paradise Problem. I don't know much about it. I just know that a lot of people have loved it. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers go on about it and said it's really good. So we're going to pop that one. And it's quite new, isn't it? It only came out in May. So it only came out last month. And apparently it's very good. It's rated 4.17 stars on Goodreads. So we're going to give that a go. But yeah, there we go. We've got our 3rd TBR on the list, which is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. Back to the prompts. We have a book with less than 200 pages. Wow. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to have any books with less than 200 pages. I think I might have to branch out here and have a bit of an idea. I don't know whether I approach my other half and ask him if I can read one of his manga books. Let me have a quick look and see if there is any books in here that have less than 200 pages in my list. And then if we do, then perhaps we can consider that as the option. I will come back to you on that. Okay, we do have a book that is under 200 pages. I probably need to check this on Kindle as well, just to make sure that Goodreads is accurate. But this was a book that actually was free, I believe. Have I already got it? Well, I'm on page 1 and I am 7% of the way through the book already. If that doesn't tell you something. Okay. 192 pages. We have our second book, which is Smiley, a morally grey novel in a morally grey universe by Anne Lynn Hamar. This was a friend shared a website that advertises all free books of certain genres every now and again, and this was a free, marked as free on Amazon under fantasy fiction. I think it's meant to be dystopian. It's 192 pages, so I probably will read that in a day if I get stuck in on a weekend or something. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how I feel about that, but, you know, it's the best of a bad bunch, to be honest. Unless I wanted to read some very, very short... So, for example, I read Better Than the Movies, or something like that. I think it's called Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. And there is some, I don't know whether we want to call them novellas, so like mini kind of filler books before her second in the series. And they're like 30 and 57 pages. I just don't think it's worth it. I'm not going to insult anybody by adding that to my TBR. Oh, we're going to go with Smiley, a morally grey novel. I don't know. It's maybe going to be... I might be pleasantly surprised. We'll see how we go with that. Okay. Third prompt is this one. Oh god, they're all falling out. Is this kidding me? A book. You can't see that. And it's also backwards. A book with a green cover. Like the book with my green t-shirt. The joke. Now I need to go back to my list and have a look what I didn't include. Oh! Do I just add the other one that I was going to do for the first one? What was it called? I'll be back. Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to add Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, which is a fantasy romance. We're probably going to be overwhelmed by fantasy this month, but I'm not upset about that. It's a shorter fantasy. It's only 300 pages, so it's not a huge book. But maybe that one. It's definitely a green cover. We'll go with it. Okay. We're 3 books in. The fourth prompt. Please don't be anything green. Oh no. The 100th book on my want to read. Now, at the moment, my want to read is in order of pages. So I am going to like reset my Goodreads want to read so that it goes by date added again. And then I'm going to spend a very long time counting these books. So yeah, I'll be back when I've counted to 100. Okay, I just I just thought it was one book and then realised I missed 99. And I was really hoping it was going to be that book, but it's... Okay, so the fourth prompt book that I have for my TBR is Infinity Alchemist by Case and Calendar. I think that's how you pronounce the name. So again, I'll show you all the books at the end. So it's Infinity Alchemist by Case and Calendar in the Infinity Alchemist series, a fantasy young adult fiction book. It's 400 pages, so it's a decent size. And it was released in February this year, so it's quite a new book. I don't know much about this. I don't know how it came to be on my want to read. I don't know. We'll give it a go. Anyway, last prompt of the month. Or do we do one more after that? No, last prompt. Let's not overdo it, because else I'm never going to read anything that I actually want to pick on a whim. We're going to go this one here. Please be good. Oh no. A page that is over 500 pages. A page that is over 500 pages. That doesn't make sense, guys. I read a lot and I can't read this. A book that is over 500 pages. We're going to have to make this a good one, because if I'm going to stay and pay attention for 500 pages, this is going to be a struggle. Okay, we're going to go back to my want to read list and reorder it once again. No, I didn't mean to do that. I've just lost the book. Okay, right. Let's go back and add on the number of pages to my list. If you didn't know this, you can actually order your want to read list by number of pages, number of ratings, date started, all kind of stuff. Highest number of pages. Oh, that's cheating. So my my highest number of pages is His Dark Materials, but that's the whole trilogy. So I don't think I'm going to do a whole Philip Pullman trilogy this month. I do not. I have I don't know how to pronounce this. Don something Spanish. I'm really sorry. I don't know how. I did put this in here for a future video, which will come in August, and will reveal itself in due course. But I did not realise it was 1,000 pages. We'll see. We'll see about that one. Okay, so my next highest amount of books is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas, which is number 7 in a series that I have not read, so we're not going to do that one. I think if I'm going to make this work for a book that's over 500 pages, I've got to make it a book that I know that I'm going to really quite enjoy. So I do have like a Stephen King book in here, but I'm not, and I do want to read more by Stephen King, but I think that's going to be one where I need to really persevere with it. Okay. So I think I will like this one, because I feel like it's going to be... I really like historical fiction. I love mystery. I love kind of women ahead of their time, kind of born ahead of their time kind of stories. And this is actually the book that came up at 99, and I thought I'd made it, and I just realised I can't count. So I'm going to go for my 500 pager as The Agency Scandal, which is the first one in a series by Laura Wood. And it's historical fiction, romance, mystery, which is my favourite type of genre. So we're going to go with that, because I feel like I could persevere through 500 pages if it's a book like that. Okay. We have an eclectic. Eclectic, is that real? Is that just too much smart a word for me to use, or is that just not the right word? I don't know. We have quite a variety of books here. So I'm just going to get up my other two books that I have in the book club. And then the first of the book club picks is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. So as you guess, it's a fantasy romance, 438 pages, and it was released in 2019. The book cover suggests it might be a little bit spice, is all I'm going to say. I'm not sure what I'm going to think of this one, but we'll see. And then the last book on my TBR is going to be Filthy Rich Vampire, which I do need to read quite early on because our next book club meeting is middle of July, mid to end of July, 19th of July. So I have about 3 weeks to read this one. So it's Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee. It's a fantasy romance about vampires, would you believe? It's 429 pages and it was released in May 2022. Oh my gosh, we've got a 400 pager, we've got a 500 pager, we've got another 400 pager. It's a good job one of our picks is only 200 pages. That's all I'm going to say. So there you go, there's my TBR for the month of July. I'm not going to lie, I'm glad I've left myself a little bit of space. I've got a lot of fantasy fiction there, which I did think I was going to have. Yeah, there is a lot of fantasy fiction there. I think I'd want to like throw in a couple of like easy chick flicks. Like maybe. We'll see how we get on because I've got a really busy July. I'm visiting Cornwall. I've got 2 weddings to go to. I've got a birthday party. I don't know when or how I'm going to read these books, but we'll make it happen and we'll try and get through as many as we can. I will just have to get kick-started straight away on Monday, I think, and see how we get on. So that's my TBR for July. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm mixed. It could be either really good or I could be forcing my way through books the whole month. Because fantasy fiction is very much one of those things where I either love it or I hate it and I struggle to get my way through it. So we'll see. They all look like ones that I could be into with the exception of maybe one. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me for my July TBR picks. I really hope you enjoyed the video. So please make sure you switch on the notifications. You'll be seeing my June journal update. And all my book reviews for the books that I read in June. All 10 of them. Did I mention I read 10 books in June? And I will also release hopefully another video in July, which I have a bit of an idea for, but I haven't yet decided whether I'm going to do it. So I will see you again in my June update video. And if you have any other books that you recommend that I should add to my want to read, or any kind of ideas for for videos that you'd like to see, any kind of challenges you'd like me to do, please let me know in the comments and give a thumbs up to the video, and I'll see you again very shortly. See you guys.